Sorry, I'm trying to get a signal. Hey everybody, I haven't been on here in a while just because I have been still recovering from my surgery and just getting ready to go back to work. I'll go back to work tomorrow. In the light of the last like 24 hours, I pretty much just came to a point where I just was going off. And my husband was in the car with me and he was like, you need to just put this on Facebook. Like, I do a lot of ranting with my husband about stuff, and he's like, man, you make some good points and you really need to just get on Facebook and just, you know, talk to the people. And I'm like, for what? Like, that's not gonna bring any type of, you know, resolution or any type of resolve. And my husband was like, just do it. So I sat in the car, y'all, for real, for like an hour, like trying to think of how to say it without offending people, trying to think of how to say it without, you know, causing more division, trying to think about how to say what's on my heart without bringing more, you know, negativity. But the truth of the matter is, y'all, I am tired. Like, I'm tired. I'm to the point where I'm to the point where I don't support protests anymore. That's me. That's my personal opinion. Something has to be done. I lost there. Something has to be done at this point. We can protest all we want to. We can, you know, stand in the streets and stop traffic. We could take a knee. You know, we can say we're not going to sing the national anthem. You know, it's so many things that we're doing and they keep looking at us. And let me get clear. Let me just go and get clear because I keep doing it, saying I don't want to step on nobody's toes. Let me just go ahead and do it. At the end of the day, these police officers who are gunning down these people, who are not using proper police protocol, who are not using any type of tactic to help de-escalate the situation, these police officers who are murdering people in cold blood, them, as well as any police officer who is not standing up saying, I do not condone that type of behavior. Let me give you an example. If you have a teacher that is teaching at the school and you notice that teacher is making vulgar comments and that teacher is abusing her power, that teacher is stealing from children, that teacher is grading papers wrongly, and you see that teacher's conduct is not that's aligned with the teacher's code of conduct, with the school's code of conduct, who's not receiving any type of disciplinary action, as a fellow teacher, it's my duty and my responsibility to stand up for those students, for other faculty, and for the district to say, what you're doing is not helping the situation. What you're doing is wrong, and I will not stand for it. What do I need to do to bring light to the situation that you as a teacher are making us look bad? If you have a pastor, if you have somebody who works in nonprofit like myself, if you have somebody who is working at Rite Aid, not giving people their change back, being rude to customers, throwing products and breaking them into boxes, it is your duty as a customer, as an employee who works at Rite Aid, to say, you know what? You are not abiding by the code of conduct as an employee at this convenience store. So what do I need to do to make sure that you either lose your job or you straighten up and fly right? Forget being a coworker. As a supervisor, that's your job. So why in the world, and I'm trying so hard not to cuss because I feel like I don't want to give anybody no reason to try to discredit what I'm saying. So I'm going to try to speak as properly, with as less emotion, which I already broke that rule, but as clear as possible. Why is it that when it comes to our police officers, it is so hard for them, okay, to stand up and say, you know what, we don't condone this. If I hear one more person tell me it's not all police officers, as far as I'm concerned, if you don't say nothing, silence is compliance. You have the right to stand up and say, yo, bruh, you mad at these people for judging us as a whole, but you're making us look bad. We took an oath, an actual oath, okay? Before people start sitting up here and trying to say, well, as black people, you should do that too. I ain't taking no oath as a black person to hold other black people accountable. Just like whites didn't and Mexicans didn't. But as somebody who was supposed to uphold the law to protect and serve, it is your responsibility to make sure that your fellow officers are abiding by those rules and those code of conduct. So that's my first issue when I say them. My second issue, and I've seen this about maybe at least 40 times this morning on my Facebook. I have seen people posting that you will be pissed off, and there are people who are bumping them gums about a man who took a knee for the national anthem. But nobody has nothing to say about a man getting shot in cold blood. Hands up. Nobody has anything to say about that. And I'm telling y'all, I done lost a lot of people that I don't follow no more, co-workers, family members. I don't believe in all that, let's wait for the... Listen. There is no law that says that if you steal, if you run, if you scare me, I have the right to shoot you in cold blood. So can we please just stop with the BS and pretending like we don't see what's going on and we're not acknowledging it? I'm going to address another thing. All that BS about there's just one race of people, that's BS. That's BS. Because you know what? I can be perfectly fine in somebody else's love and respect and honor of their culture and their race and it not affect me and my race and who I am. That's respect. That's tolerance. Don't you dare get on my page talking about, it's one race, the human race. No, it ain't. No, it's not. Because if you can't see my differences and say, you know what, Catherine, I accept you exactly how you are, then there's something wrong with you. But I just wanted to get on here to get this out. As you can see, I'm yelling. I'm really upset because I see a lot of people, and not even just black people. So let me say that too. I see a lot of white people, a lot of Hispanic people who are to the point where they like, damn, what's going on? But we get up in the morning. We put our clothes on. We go right on back to work. We post our little posts. Some of us cried. I know I'm sad because I got to get ready to explain this to my kids again. We'll pray. We'll talk about it in a social setting. And then we go right back to everything else that is close. So I'm telling y'all right now, we don't have no leader like we had 50 years ago. We don't have those type of leaders. We can't trust the leaders that we have right now in place because in all actuality, a lot of them are suspect. A lot of the people that I know personally who are trying to do things, you know what I'm noticing? They're making a change in their own community. So stop calling for this great big black leader that's going to come along and take us to the promised land. It ain't going to work. It's not going to happen like that. Stop taking your time off work, going out in these streets and protesting. Because we got rappers like The Game who did that 1 month ago, but now he beefing with another black man acting like he ain't got no damn sense. So clearly protesting does not help and it's not working. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, okay? First, I'm asking for everybody to share this video. You ain't got to like it, but please share it because I think that this is where the movement is headed. One of two things is about to pop off. One, it's going to be an all-out war. Because what people don't realize is you can sit up in your ivory tower as a white person, as a person of color, and look down on the situation and keep saying, you know what? Those people need to comply. Those people are ghetto and they're hoodlums. They need to worry about black on black crime. Those people. Let me tell you what's going to happen. What you're going to notice is the same thing that's going on with people of color is going to start going on in white neighborhoods. It's going to start going on in upper class neighborhoods. Asians will start getting gunned down. Because it's an illusion that has been sold to people for centuries, which is, it's a white-black issue. Really, it's a money issue. It's a status issue. It just hasn't reached a point yet where people of the same socioeconomic status who are of a different race are being affected. Right now, it's starting with us. So that's the first thing that's going to happen. Number two, if you really want to see a change, Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. They already got the decorations out. We see that. Don't show behind, go and buy nothing. Don't go buy anything. Get some bread, get some sandwich meat, buy some waters. Tell your kids this Christmas we're going to go and we're going to give. We're going to give. If you want to give your kids, if you want to give your kids something, make them something. Write them a letter, a poem about how much you love them. Take yourself down somewhere and get a plate and paint on it. Do something creative. Save your dollars. Because let me tell y'all something. Last year they saw how Black Friday popped off. But they ain't seen nothing yet. I'm calling out the Hispanic community, the black community, the white community who stand with us, who see that there is a problem. Our Asian brothers and sisters, our Polynesian brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters in the Middle East. Whatever your descendant is that you stand with us and you can say, you know what, I'm identifying that there is a problem. Don't you spend one red cent. Do you hear me? Don't spend 1 red cent for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. And come January and see what them news reports going to be saying. Because here's the issue. A lot of us sit here and we think that, you know, just by sitting around and singing and talking and, you know, oh, if we solve our own community issues, that's going to change the way they see us. That's going to change the way they treat us. It's not. It's not. In the black community, we are like one of the highest. Sorry, I keep losing my signal. Be gone, Satan. We're one of the highest spenders. And when I look at, you know, just recently, and let me give y'all a little bit of backdrop to why I'm so pissed off. First of all, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals just ruled that dreadlocks are no longer appropriate for the work environment because, I quote, they can get messy. So they basically saying that how your hair grows out of your head gets messy and to wear it naturally is not acceptable. There are clubs across the country who have dress codes who are saying we're not going to let you, the candy bar, look it up. I just was reading about it in North Carolina with video footage of not letting people in, saying, well, it was because they didn't have membership. Oh, it was because of how they were dressed. Then came back a third time and said, well, it was because, you know, we refuse we could refuse entry to anybody and people shouldn't judge us. I mean, where people are just blatantly disrespecting us, blatantly showing us they care nothing about us or our money. And we keep going to these places, spending our money. The young football player who lost his endorsement, Uncle Russ Simmons ended up giving him a contract through the rush card, I think, or something like that, just because he lost his endorsement for using his constitutional right to protest peacefully. Said, we don't want to be a part of that. There are people all around who are bumping their gums about us not being patriotic. But when we are lying cold, lifeless in the street, these people are silent. And y'all still sitting up here trying to figure out what's going on. You still making hashtags of people's names. All they gave Sandra Bland family was $1.9 million. That's it? Nobody went to jail. Nobody has been reprimanded. Nobody from that police force stepped forward and said, this ain't right, man. Look how they representing us. Hey, yo, I work at that at that precinct, but I ain't no killer. Nobody stepped forward and said nothing. And I'm to the point where I'm protesting. Don't come on my page asking me to post this, to protest that. No, I'm not spending my money. No. My daughter be at school now getting them little kids together because you worried about the wrong thing. We'll sit and we watch TV and she watch commercial after commercial and she's like, dang, mama, all they really want is your money. All they doing is selling stuff. You right. I gave her $10 the other day. She went to the store. The lady said what she wanted was $6. She said, $6? I said, exactly. We got to start teaching our kids young. How do we do that? And let's just be real. I love Christmas. But low key, we missing the mark anyway, because that's not the reason for the season. Anyway, what not better time to show our children? Look, we about to make some changes in this household. We about to start doing stuff differently. My kids know what's going on in these streets. They get scared sometimes. My daughter would ask me, Mama, there's a police officer right there. Should I be scared? Baby, you ain't got to be scared. I showed them what's going on. Start teaching these babies. Stop spending your money at these fast food restaurants. I had a surgery a couple weeks ago and I looked at how much money I was spending on my big ass. Eating out every day. You know what I'm saying? Being unhealthy. I'm to the point where I'm like, we have to take control back, y'all, and it starts in your household. So many of us don't know what to do. We don't know where to start. We don't know. We don't have no leaders that are in our immediate communities that we can trust. The Black Panther Party is one of the best things that happen to our communities. They sit there and give all this credit to WIC. That was a Black Panther program that started that. That wasn't the government. We know we got the documents. We can go on Google and Google them how they infiltrated our communities and funded our communities with dope. How Hillary Clinton sat there and called us super predators. How we 12% of the population, but we're the majority in prison, and they try to feed you the BS lie. That's because we're more dangerous. How you sitting here and got these people in Colorado making millions off weed, but you got people that look like me who sold a bag who doing 10 to 12 years. This is some BS, and we have to figure out something better to do. And protesting and posting ain't it. So if you don't know what else to do, save your money. Save your money. I can't wait till I get blessed with a house. I pray to God I can buy enough land to start my own farm somewhere. I don't know how to grow nothing, damn it. But you come on down there, you Google something, I'm gonna Google something, and we can grow some tomatoes, some collard greens, and maybe some corn. Maybe that's all we'll have the first season, hell. But we gotta change what we doing. We have to learn how to trust each other. Stop going to these black businesses, popping off and holding them to a different standard, but you'll take your behind over to Target, okay? And you'll be just as modest and just as timid. You go to some of these other restaurants and these other places and act like you got sense. We gotta start from scratch. We gotta forgive. People of color, watch the Mexicans how they get in one house and how they be having 20 people up in there. And when one of them make it, they send him off and they get ready to help the next family. Watch these Asians how they go. You ain't never seen no Asian go get her nails done. Ever. I thought about that the other day as I was getting my feet done. I said, damn, I don't never see nobody up in here that look like them. Ever. But they in there hustling together. We got to start somewhere. I know I don't want a long time, but I had to get this off my chest. If you don't know where to start with your money. Excuse me. Start with your money. If you don't know about black businesses, you're behind me on Instagram till 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking to myself. Google black businesses. Find out which ones are growing, growing fruits and vegetables. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind patronizing somebody who not black. I don't mind it. But if I can keep my dollars in my community, that's what I'm going to do. Because I need to build up my community. Because here's the thing. I'll be 30 in January. I got about a good 50 to 70 years left. Okay? When I'm dead and gone, I can't come protect my babies. I can't give them no more wisdom and knowledge. And my prayer for my life is, God, I pray that everything that's inside of me, I can pour out before I take my last breath. And I just figured out today that, you know what? I may not be able to be on a stand talking to thousands of people. I may not. But if I can start by doing whoever watching this and sharing this, it is what it is. I'm going to give everybody a goal besides just watch where you spend. Like my brother just said, take $100. If you got to put up 25 each week, 50 each pay period. I think it's National One Bank or something like that. It's right here in Inglewood. It ain't far. Even if you don't transfer all your money. I think in the last 6 months, they had over like $900 million in new accounts opened up. Go open you up an account. I've been with Wells Fargo for 12 years. Okay? 12 years. And when I read them reports about how they was calling this person black and denying this person, Mexican person alone, I said, you know, it's time for me to go. Because I ain't got enough money to be influential in their system. They could care less about me. So I'm starting my transition with my husband, with my family. It's going to be hard. I know it's hard. I live in Long Beach. That bank is in Inglewood. But you got to do what you got to do. So I think it's National Bank One or something like that. But I appreciate everybody who's watching. I done came down a little bit. I'm just hot because I just feel like I don't like being backed into a corner. And I don't like not being heard. And I don't like not having no power when it comes to things that I should be able to control. And this is the other thing. I don't know how we gonna do it. Oprah, I hope this reach her. We need our own media outlet. We need our own media outlet because all the things that are feeding us, they're feeding it to us to continue the narrative. And months ago, I made a post about your narrative in life. What is it that, you are thinking about yourself? And I'm sorry, I cannot continue to feel ashamed of what I look like or not continue to feel like, scared, nervous, and timid when the police come around because the media is continuing to tell me that there's a target on my back. And I'm like, I don't want to feel like that. There are police officers out here that's doing good. They don't show that stuff. So it's this narrative they're continuing on. They are, but the reality of it is that does not negate from the murders that we are seeing. We need to get back to community relations. I should be able to send out an email and have 50 to 100 people meet me up here at my kids' school for a rally or for a meeting to talk about our communities. You know what I'm saying? It's things that we should be able to do that we're not able to do. And we have more tools than our ancestors did 50 years ago. How in the hell did they, 1964? organize Montgomery bus boycotts with no Facebook. How the heck? How? So I say all that to say we got to do better. I will do my best to be a catalyst in my own community. I'm going to do my best to research and give as much information on my page as I can. I don't judge anybody who don't speak up about this, because I feel like some people are still scared to be honest about how they feel and what's going on in their hearts and their mind. So our own consciousness is our own responsibility. So I can't be mad at you for that. But you post some nonsense, that don't mean I gotta be your friend. That don't mean I have to follow you and watch the nonsense on your page, because I don't. But I will be praying that, you know, God just gives me some type of vision or plan of what I can do in my own realm of influence. Because here's the biggest issue. A lot of us don't do what we can in our own sphere of influence. And then we start being strategic and thinking, oh my gosh, like, who gonna listen to me and what can I do? And then we kill off the dream before we even get to do anything, because we doing it too big. Start with your household, man. Start with your money. I'm starting with my health. How I'm gonna sit up here and preach the dream and take people to the promised land, and I got diabetes because I can't stop eating, you know, pasta. So I'm doing what I can. I start with my children. Before I'm out in the streets protesting and my children don't know the Black National Anthem. My child doesn't know who Marcus Garvey is. You know, my babies ain't never seen Roots, but I'm out here trying to make a difference. I can't do that. I have to start with my household. But I feel like y'all are a part of my household, because I was able to reach you this easy with a click of a button. So I'm going to do my best to do research. I'm going to do my best to be an example. I'm going to do my best. You know, I volunteer at my church every week. I teach the teens. And a lot of them are African American, and we do have to talk about some of these things. I can only imagine tonight what they're going to have questions about. Do what you can in your neighborhoods. And make sure that at the end of the day, if there's anything left inside of you, whether it's a text to somebody, you know, whether it's a post on your social media, be a part of the change, be a part of the solution, and get that out your chest. And I just want to tell people that it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I'm going to have my moment right after I get off this phone, because it's really, really sad. And it's really disheartening. It's discouraging that people can walk around and look at us and look at people who are dead and feel like, and Lord forgive me, that we ain't shit. You know, it's really hard. I went to school in the South, and I was talking to my husband, and he was like, you know, we're conditioned to feel like white people are better than us sometimes because of, you know, the media, or because of things that you see. And you think about how hard you try. And you think about, you know, I got my master's degree. I'm a good mother to my children. My husband is a good man. He ain't selling drugs. He not gang banging. You know, and even if he was doing that stuff, does that mean his life is less than somebody else? But you got these blue collar criminals. You know, you got these banks that's getting these bailouts. You got all these crooks sitting high up in their office, stealing and robbing people. You know what I'm saying? You got these people in Colorado and other places selling weed legally. But then somebody that don't look like them do it, they go to jail for 10 years. It's hard. It is hard. And they keep trying to pretend like it's something that we don't feel. And you feel that. You feel it when you be in the kitchen cooking, or you laying down, or, you know, maybe you going to take a piss, and you just say, dang, like, this is crazy. Because don't you think for 1 second, without the right circumstances, it couldn't be your husband, or your brother, or your father, hell, or your mother, your niece, your sister, your daughter. Don't think for 1 second, without the right circumstances and the right nut with a gun. And don't you think for 1 second, if you have a sister, a brother, or somebody who is a police officer, don't you think for 1 second that people who are against the movement are going to use that opportunity to go shoot a police officer in the head, just like they did in Texas, in Dallas? Them people wasn't part of the movement. They use it as an excuse. Because whether you believe it or not, whether you believe in God or not, you better believe it's a spiritual warfare aspect going on to this. You better believe the enemy is rubbing his hands together, loving every minute of this. I digress. Thank you for joining me. If you have watched me in Second Wind Wednesdays, Listen, I can't do it on Wednesday. My husband woke me up. Well, we were talking this morning. He said, you just need to learn to start talking when it's on your heart. Stop trying to schedule it. Stop trying to be all uniform. Turn your camera on and start talking. And that's what I'm going to start doing. So it might be late at night. It might be early in the morning. Just check my page, you know, from time to time and see if I have any new videos. But when it hit me, it hit me. And so all that to say, I appreciate you guys listening to me. I speak blessings over your life, positivity. I have YouTube videos up. I just ain't, this one's going on YouTube. I'm getting ready to download it right now and post it. I love you guys. Stay safe. Do what you got to do to survive. And remember, save your money. I'm going to do some research and have a real plan, in this next week so that we can think about what we can do in our own areas. This Christmas going to be different. This Christmas going to be different. This Thanksgiving going to be different. Okay, let's get out here and let's change our communities. Bump these stores. We spend all this money with these folks every year. We spend all our money with these folks. And these folks go home to their big house with their big cars and their family, and they laugh at us. And we go right back the next year. Oh, what's going down this year? This going to turn into a 1 million person movement. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to get this message out. We're not spending no money this year. We're not. We are gonna rebuild our communities. We're gonna have community centers. We're gonna have real leaders who really live and thrive in our communities. Not nobody who's saying you for me, but then you live up in such and such and such and such. D.L. Hughley called out Ray Lewis. Cam Newton need to be called out. All these people. Let me tell you something. Like, whether you believe it or not, like the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. I couldn't imagine the influence I would have if I had the money and the position and the outlet that them people do. But you get so scared of losing what you got that you feel like you can't say nothing. And I don't never want to become like that. I don't. Because everything I got, God gave to me. Which means nobody can't take it away for saying, unless you come and you steal my life, you can't shut me up. So thank y'all. Let me breathe. I got to go back to work tomorrow. So it's best I say this now than I done went up there and cussed out everybody at my job. You know what I'm saying? Because I was mad about something else. Peace and blessings, family. I love you. See y'all later.